Wilfried Nancy was announced before kick-off tonight. A wee bit of a strange time to announce it.
Yeah, nothing really surprises you these days in modern football. But yeah, it was a bit of a strange time, and I think it was less than an hour before kick-off. I think the players found out a wee bit earlier than the rest of the world did. But yeah, it's been kind of a long time coming. We knew he was going to be announced at some point this week. It's happened tonight. He's going to be out taking the team at Lennoxtown for the first training session tomorrow, and then we expect he'll probably have his first media conference on Friday at Celtic Park. So it'll be interesting to hear what he's got to say. We've heard a lot over in America. He's obviously highly rated. He's done a brilliant job with Columbus Crew. Obviously led them to MLS Cup. I think he was 2024 MLS Coach of the Year as well. So he comes with a decent reputation. Probably not the CV which Celtic fans would expect of a Celtic manager, but it's I think Paul Tisdale, the one that's has led this recruitment drive, and he's really thrown his weight behind Wilfried Nancy. So as I said yesterday, for all the criticism that's levelled at the Celtic board, they tend to get managerial appointments right more often than not. From the turn of the millennium, I think it's only Tony Mowbray that's not worked out for Celtic. So every other manager has been a success and won trophies. So clearly Dermot Desmond and the Celtic board are hoping that Wilfried Nancy is the latest success story.
I think you've got to hope it's sort of more like the Ange Postecoglou appointment rather than the Ronnie Deila appointment, and that's the uncertainty. Where are you on this? Because even before the game tonight, even when Celtic were announcing that the deal was over the line, there was arguments going on about, is this the right time to do it? Should Martin O'Neill be kept? I know what you think, Daniel. Should Martin O'Neill be kept on even just to the cup final? Where are you in all that, Ryan? Because it's causing a debate.
Yeah, my view is there's got to come a point where a new manager needs to come in, and for me, I think he can set the narrative right away if he wins his next 3 games, starting this weekend against Hearts. That sees Celtic move top of the table if they win. Roma, if they manage to get a result against Roma, it really blows this kind of Europa League qualification race, if you like, wide open, and gives Celtic a real chance with the final heading into the final 2 games. And then in his 3rd game, he's got the chance to lift silverware. So it could potentially be a dream start for him. And Martin O'Neill, he's done an absolutely terrific job. As I say, I don't think there's any other figure in football that could have walked in and done the job that Martin O'Neill's done at Celtic. He was just the right man at the right time, and he's absolutely enhanced his reputation. As I think he'll probably go down as the 2nd greatest Celtic manager of all time behind Jock Stein. So I think this is the right time, and it seems a bit odd waving farewell to a manager who's just been named Manager of the Month. But this is Scottish football after all, the weird and wacky world of Scottish football. But yeah, I think this is the time for Nancy to step in, and as I say, he can get off to a dream start. And obviously as well, you've got the January transfer window coming up. You can't be have this kind of cloud of uncertainty hanging over Celtic when they made such a mess of the summer window. So they've really got to right the wrongs this next month. And this is a chance for Nancy to put his own stamp in the team as well. So yeah, it's a big period coming up. The festive period is always a really grueling month for SPFL teams. There's obviously no winter break this year either. You've got AFCON coming up, so Celtic are going to lose players. So it really is a massive period for them to be coming in. Yes, I can understand why some people might view it as a gamble. As I say, Martin O'Neill's won 7 out of his 8 games in charge. But there's got to come a point where Celtic need to look forward, and obviously they've now pressed ahead with the Nancy appointment.
You'd like to think as well, Ryan, if Celtic do win the first domestic trophy of the season, that Martin O'Neill will be a special guest from the club, and maybe even up there on the podium, because he's played a significant part in getting there. If Celtic actually go on to lift that trophy, then I think it'd be quite nice if Martin O'Neill was part of those celebrations.
Yeah, what was it? Was it last year? It was Santa Claus that came out with a trophy. So I think this year, if indeed they win 5 in a row, it'll definitely be Martin O'Neill that will come out with a league trophy come May. If obviously Hearts and less so Rangers at the minute, but if Hearts bow out the title race, then yeah, you'd expect Martin O'Neill to have some part of
no, I'm talking about the Hampden, Ryan.
Sorry, I misheard you there. If you're talking about the League Cup, then I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. You know,
I think that'd be a nice touch all round.
Yeah, definitely. I think inside he might be a bit gutted. Let's be honest. If you're Martin O'Neill, you've loved every minute of managing Celtic. You've come so close to the League Cup final. You might be a bit he's probably inside. He's probably a bit disappointed. He's not going to be leading them out of Hampden, but yeah, I think he'll definitely, Celtic will definitely have a set of tickets, a pair of tickets, safely stowed away for him if he wants it. But to me, he's just the type of guy that probably, I don't know, he kind of likes to duck out the limelight, and you might see this as Wilfried Nancy's moment as well if Celtic are to emerge victorious at Hampden against St Mirren. So I don't know. You can never really second guess Martin.
He'll probably have a TV gig for the final anyway, won't he? So there you go. He'll be there.
He'll be short of offers. Yeah. Just before we let you go, Ryan, was it yourself in last night's hotline that was saying that Nancy seems to prefer a 3-4-3? Was it yourself or was it?
Yeah, 3-4-3 is the typical formation he's played over stateside. So yeah, but I mean, the thing is, I don't think he's going to come in right away and make radical changes this weekend, for example, against Hearts. You know, I think the way this team's running at the minute, I wouldn't expect too many changes to the team sheet or indeed the system. I think that'll be a gradual process, and then you might see more significant changes in the summer and pre-season, which is when you'll really have a chance to implement your system. But yeah, obviously, I'm not qualified to tell the Celtic manager what to do, but yeah, I can't see him making wholesale changes or sweeping changes to the system or the team sheet over the coming weeks or months.
Ryan, listen, you're never going to make it in this game if you say stuff like that. Of course you're qualified to tell the Celtic manager what to do. And every other manager for that
point. Ryan, I know you've got some post-match duties to be getting on with, so we'll let you go. But as ever, thanks so much for coming on the Hotline Live. We appreciate it.
Brilliant. Cheers, lads. I'll let you go over what was a titanic night in Scottish football.
Absolutely. Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers.
Ryan McDonald there from Celtic Parkhead. I was putting up a plethora of comments thanking Martin O'Neill from Celtic fans.
Yeah.
Peg Leg Lonergan has put it up there a minute ago, mentioning that it was, in his eyes, it was baffling that Martin O'Neill didn't get the Hearts game. He says it's utterly ridiculous. Where do you stand on that?
There's two camps, isn't there? And I think I've flipped a little bit, because originally I was in the camp, look, do you know what? He's a 73-year-old man. This is an enormous physical and mental strain that Celtic placed him under. I thought he, in that game, the midweek in Midtjylland, thought it looked like it had taken a bit of a toll, this sort of whirlwind. And then, of course, 1 week and one win after the next, he's getting his energy, he's loving it. And then to cap it all off, and I think the most significant moment for me was the result away at Feyenoord, where you're thinking, well, wait a minute here. Something is actually happening. This isn't just... Now, look, I think probably the expectation level as well internally would be, look, Martin can come in, he can mind the till for us, might win a couple, might lose a couple, might drop a couple of points, but it'll steady a little bit and give us a bit of breathing space to make a decision. But actually what's happened is the opposite of that. He's actually set off like Martin O'Neill, the miracle worker from the turn of the century.
Yeah.
The impact has been nothing short of remarkable. And as I said previously, that there is an element there that because of that, if he'd been a bit more erratic, if the results hadn't been as good as they have been, then Wilfried Nancy would... The downside, the potential downside of appointing Wilfried Nancy is less, because, look, it wasn't going great anyway. But Celtic are going to have to do some explaining if this change is made and all of a sudden results start falling by the wayside again and Hearts start picking up traction.